At least more than a dozen other people face criminal charges, accusations that they tried to interfere with the results of the 2020 election. You're seeing a video, you're seeing a piece of video right now out of Georgia as FBI agents walk around.
We are officially in uncharted territory. Look at these frames. FBI tactical units just descended on the Fulton County election hub. They aren't just there for a look. They are seizing hundreds of boxes of ballots from the 2020 election. This is a massive escalation that is sending shockwaves through the entire political system right now.
We continue at this hour to follow breaking news. It is coming out of Atlanta. FBI agents are executing search warrant at the Fulton County, Georgia election offices in Atlanta. Another indication that the White House continues to maintain the 2020 election was stolen. Georgia officials continue to say it was not. Let's go right to our Scripps News legal affairs correspondent, Avajoy Burnett, who's tracking the developments from Atlanta. And Avajoy, tell us what you're seeing, what you're hearing.
Yeah, this is something that really caught many people off guard. We're now hearing, as you mentioned, that the FBI has executed this search warrant at this facility in Georgia, Fulton County, Georgia. And many people may remember Fulton County as being the site where former President Donald Trump, along with at least more than a dozen now out of Georgia, as FBI agents walk around this particular facility. It's Georgia Fulton County election office. And the really quick note that we got as confirmation from the FBI about the search, it's really simple. They said they can confirm that agents are executing a court-authorized law enforcement action at this particular facility. You see, it says it right there, registration and elections. And as I was mentioning, Dale, Fulton County is a significant place, really, in the history of the United States, because that's where the district attorney, Fani Willis, back just a few years ago, brought state charges against Donald Trump. Donald Trump at the time.
Okay, let's break down what just happened in Union City. You saw the Scripps report. FBI agents moving into the 600,000 square foot facility where Georgia has been storing 2020 records under court-ordered seal. This isn't a small-scale operation. We're talking about an evidence retrieval team loading roughly 700 boxes of ballots and tabulator tapes into trucks. What's wild here is the timing. It's early 2026, and the feds are going back to the source. The official word is that this is a court-authorized action to check compliance with federal election laws, but the optics are intense. Notice the agents in the background. They're wearing full tactical vests, which tells you they expected resistance or wanted to make a very loud statement. Democrats at the Capitol are already calling this a staggering use of federal power, while the Trump administration has been hinting at these prosecutions for weeks. The sheer volume of evidence being moved is enough to suggest they are looking for more than just clerical errors.
President Trump today, despite the president de-escalating the chaos in Minneapolis on Monday, calling the governor and mayor, coming to this truce, agreeing to pull Border Patrol out of the Twin Cities if they agree to work with ICE on serving these administrative transfers for convicted criminal illegals, which they agreed to. All three of them agreed, and Trump followed through on his end. He pulled Border Patrol out.
For the Minneapolis mayor, Jacob Fry, after Fry's meeting with the border czar, Tom Homan, yesterday, based on that exchange, I don't see a meeting of the minds just yet. Do you?
You're absolutely right. Look, first of all, President Trump Mayor Frey is making the people of Minneapolis less safe by resisting through his sanctuary policies. Tom Homan has made clear, and President Trump has made clear, they want to focus on criminal aliens, people with criminal records who've been arrested for serious crimes, convicted for serious crimes, many of whom are being held by the Minneapolis police in their county jails and their city jails and all the rest of it, and they won't cooperate in handing over those people. As a result, what they have to do is the ICE has to go into the communities and find them once they've been released, and they are doing community sweeps. As a result, they're getting collateral arrests, and there are protests as a result of that. If the stand down is, Trump has offered, I will stop those community sweeps if you help us get the people with criminal records. And Frey is saying no. And so what he's proving is that the sanctuary policies are the problem, because the community sweeps are going to continue, because ICE is not going to simply allow people who are murderers, rapists, child sex offenders to just walk out on the streets and blend into the community in Minneapolis. They're going to find them one way or another, and they can do it the easy way or the hard way. And Frey is saying you'll have to do the hard way because I'm not going to help you.
All of this is colliding with politics. Of course, there's the midterms, but some people have their eyes on 2028, and that would include the governor of Illinois. Watch him here.
I think it's maybe slightly worse than COVID, even though obviously people were dying in the United States in droves because of what Donald Trump was doing with regard to COVID. But it's a really challenging moment. We've got to abolish what Donald Trump has done to ICE, has made it so that we have to abolish it.
So
Now look at the other side of the coin. This is full-blown rebellion from sanctuary cities. You've got Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker basically drawing a line in the sand. Fry met with the border czar, Tom Homan, and essentially told him no. He's refusing to use city resources to help ICE with administrative transfers of convicted illegal immigrants. Then you have Governor Pritzker over in Illinois comparing the current ICE surge to the COVID-19 crisis, even suggesting that the agency itself might need to be abolished. It's a complete standoff between local leaders and the federal government. Trump already hit back on Truth Social, telling Fry he's playing with fire. What's really happening here is a battle over jurisdiction. The White House wants local jails to honor detainers so they can pick up high-level criminals, but the cities are citing safety and trust as reasons to block them. It's making the streets a literal tug-of-war between local police and federal agents.
The passing the SAVE Act as well as many MAGA Republicans. What is the holdup in the Senate? Why hasn't that been brought to the floor for a vote? And what's your stance on the fire and approval of citizenship vote elections?
Well, I'm for that. I've co-sponsored the SAVE Act in the past. I think my understanding is that they are still modifying the bill. It includes right now a requirement that you be a citizen to register to vote, but it doesn't include a requirement that to vote you be a resident. So in other words, if you're going to have what we call voter ID or photo ID when somebody goes into the ballot box to vote, that's not currently covered in the bill. So that's being fixed and addressed, and I think the new bill that comes out hopefully will deal with that. But I mean, at some point we'll have that vote. I'm for it. I think most of our colleagues in the Senate are, and I don't, it hasn't had consideration in the relevant committee yet. But I know there's a high level of interest among our members in getting a vote on SAVE Act.
Finally, we have to look at what John Thune is doing in the Senate with the SAVE Act. He's the new majority leader, and he's under massive pressure from the grassroots and even Elon Musk to get this thing to a vote. The core issue here is proof of citizenship for voter registration. Thune mentioned in the clip that they're still modifying the bill to include things like photo ID requirements at the actual ballot box, not just at registration. This is the legislative backbone of everything we're seeing in Georgia. If the SAVE Act passes, it fundamentally changes how federal elections are run by moving the verification process to the national level. The Democrats are expected to block it, leading to a massive showdown right before the 2026 midterms. It's all connected: the raid in Fulton, the sanctuary city fights, and this bill. The tension in D.C. is at an absolute boiling point. This is moving fast. Make sure you're subscribed for the next update. See ya!